Pillow Talkers, we're back. It's your girl, Miss JaKCson. And of course, I have your other favorite beat freak here with me, Lady Truth. How you doing today, Truth? What's going on?
I'm tired.
I see.
I'm absolutely tired.
But I heard you smooth talked your way out of a ticket, or you real talked, rather. You real talked your way out of a ticket.
It wasn't even smooth talk. I legit just told him if he was going to write me a ticket to hurry up. And he laughed at me. I forgot to turn my music down because, you know, you're supposed to turn your music down when they approach the car. I didn't. I was doing something, and I just forgot about that part. And DJ Quick was playing. And so, yeah, it happened.
Bless you.
Thank you. But, yeah, I'm happy I talked my way out of that one because I was going a lot over the speed limit. So that wouldn't have been nice. That would have been my next few residuals, paying that damn ticket off.
Ooh, Lord. That's a big-ass ticket.
Yeah, well, I was doing about, what is that, more than 20 over the speed limit.
Because it's like 35 in that area, huh?
Yeah, no, it was 45, but
Damn.
I was going 67. I told you that. Well, that's what he told me I was doing.
Freeway speed.
67.
On the
I
streets.
was just trying to get here.
See how much she love y'all?
I mean, the streets was open. I wasn't finna run into nobody.
Looking very stankonia. I love the outfit.
Thank
vibes,
you. This is just cozy. I feel real cozy right now. Yeah, I got my sweatpants on, my husband's socks. It's just cozy.
Well, shout out to the green-eyed officer who let you go.
Thank you. I
here.
should have got your name because I'd have hooked you up with lunch or something because that ticket would have been crucial.
Right.
But I was just trying to get to y'all so we can get this show going because we left y'all hanging last week.
But we had an amazing weekend last weekend.
We did, and I hope you guys saw that we were doing something legit. We didn't just not do a show for you all. I had my first ladies luncheon, and it was a success. It was really good.
It was.
And I'm excited for
Very
this
empowering.
month.
Very
It was
uplifting.
good, and you guys got along. I was nervous. When I'm gonna be transparent. When I did the seating arrangements, I was going by personalities, and I said I'm gonna keep Casey by me because I know I can, give her that look or that little pinch if she get a little bit too extra. So, and I'm gonna put Danielle on the other side because she gonna help me. So me and Danielle gonna contain Casey. We got her. We got this.
She set me up. I'm a good girl, though. I'm good.
You were good that day.
I'm good
I was
every
very
day.
proud of you.
I ain't no killer. Just don't push
You
me.
didn't say you didn't like nobody. You didn't say, well, her mood is kind of. You were good. I was proud of you.
Vibe. I get vibes.
And so it was good. It was very good for my first one. It was just the right amount of women. Like if it would have been more, I think I'd have been overwhelmed.
About 15 women.
Yeah,
right?
it was good.
And it was
perfect.
nice and intimate. I loved it.
And then a Queen's box came through. You got your clip-ons. Everybody got
Shout out.
other little earrings and stuff. So, and I've been seeing Ashley took a selfie, was rocking her earrings. I think it was the Too Much Sauce. And she was able to make a decent profit, which was good. And now a lot of people know that she's here.
And she made my earrings at the table.
She absolutely
did
your
them up at
customized
the
clip-ons.
table.
And
Love
so...
them.
You and your damn clip-ons. And that jumping you were doing,
But listen,
honey, was
because
priceless.
how many times we record and my earring fall off? How many times we somewhere and my damn earring fall off?
I understand.
When we were doing our video for Evo, the recruitment video,
my
damn earring kept falling
I'm still
off.
waiting for that video too. I at least want to see it. I mean,
they didn't. Okay, we're not throwing people under the bus. Was the
they don't listen to this show. They don't listen to this show.
We didn't get it, but they ain't fucking with the groups right now. That's okay. We're gonna make our own. We might have to promote on Pillow Talk. Boom.
Okay, well, it is what it is. They could at least let me see it unedited. Just let me see the video. But it's all good. I got it live anyway for free.
Well, anyway,
but
number 2, luncheon number 2. Tell us when's luncheon number 2.
It's February 24th. And because of you, I have a great guest coming to speak. I didn't know who she was, but once I got to look at her and the things she did and what she's up to, I'm excited for her. So shout out to Miss Mingo, who's going to be coming through and speaking with the ladies. So yeah, that's going to be, it's going to be dope. It's going to be a good thing.
Behavioral health services.
But I'm just hoping that these women take what I'm doing and keep working towards it even after they leave the lunch. If you make connections at the luncheon, keep those connections.
Those seeds.
If y'all do your own lunch, go to brunch with each other, support each other's business, uplift one another. That's what it's for. It's not just to come and eat with me. We can do that whenever.
It's to connect with.
But I need y'all to connect and build each other.
And empowering
Exactly.
women in the community.
And even women that are not yet where they want to be or don't even know what direction they want to go in. They could be sitting at a table with a party planner, a makeup artist, somebody that works in behavioral health, somebody who's a teacher, somebody who is a Jamaican like me and you. And we may give them that idea and they're like, you know what? That's what I want to do.
Yes.
How can I get started, sis?
Uplifting.
That's what it's for.
Yes.
But anyway, on to some pillow talking.
We're talking about cheating today. Infidelity.
Ooh. That's a touchy
taboo.
subject. And y'all know we're going to have to be politically correct because we both married and we don't want them to think that we talking about ourselves. So we're going to have to make sure we handle this. Handle this
when an
correctly.
Individual.
Exactly.
Because I'm faithful to mine.
Absolutely. You got to be.
100%.
You got to be.
Yeah.
110.
But why do people cheat? What do you think?
Some top reasons. I think the number one top reason is I think it's their own insecurities. Or as people would say, not knowing your own and your spouse's love language.
Explain.
So everybody has their own love language. Me and my friend Nakia were just talking about this. Shout out to Nakia. But for example, I am the type, my love language is I like to love people the way I want to be loved. Mm. So if you don't love me the way I'm loving you, I feel like you're not loving me.
Because a lot of relationships is reciprocation.
But I'm saying that's my love language. Now, there's another love language to where, and it's a lot in men, to where they feel like them showing love is them making sure that the house is taken care of, that the bills are taken, that they're going to work, they're doing their job, they're, making sure the kids are good, making sure you're safe. That's their love language. It's not complimenting you all the time, texting you all the time, or, the gifts and all. That's not their love language. And so a lot of people don't know that people love in different ways. A lot of people have the same love language as me. Well, you're not loving me how I'm loving you, so you must not love me. And then they're like, well, I'm going to go get somebody who want to love on me. You may have this whole person who loves you more than life itself. But because they're not doing things the way that you want, exactly, then they're not loving you. They obviously don't love you. And I think that's what happens to. Exactly. And not knowing. Like that book, The 5 Love Languages, I think it's five love languages. Yeah. That book is real life.
Never read it. I'm going to have to check it out.
It's real life. I'm throwing that book out there. Maybe that could be our read. Now that we could try this book club thing again, but I think that book would be a great start.
Because y'all wasn't fucking with his dirty little secret.
Not at all. And it was actually pretty decent. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
It's got like 5 series to it.
It was actually pretty good. I read it quick too.
It was
like real quick. Yeah, I read it real quick. I think it only took me about a day.
I didn't finish it, but I got about halfway through.
So maybe we can try 5 love languages, because on top of it being educational, it'll help y'all get y'all love life together.
That's popping. I like that.
So yeah, we're going to throw that one out there. But yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons. I think that contributes a lot to it.
So while we're going over these, I want to maybe touch on how to combat them. Like how to prevent it. So if you're feeling that way and there's this lack of communication within your relationship and you're not interpreting your partner in the way they love, their love language correctly, how do you face that? How do you take it head on and tackle it and make it right so you're not tempted?
So what somebody taught me is you have to remember who they were when you met them. My husband used to be, and I tell him, I'm very, y'all know me, I talk. So I communicate these things to him. When we first got together, number one, he had more time. Number two, we were at that beginning, get to know each other stage. So yeah, we had to talk more. And so I had to remember that when we first got together, there was no Nehemiah, which is our 4-year-old. And he wasn't a teacher yet. He wasn't coaching basketball yet. And we also didn't have a teenage little girl. When we first got together, Gianni was only 8. And she used to leave a lot. She used to go stay at my mom's house, go to my Oma and Opa's house a lot. When my Oma was still living, Gianni was always going somewhere. So a lot of the times we got to spend just us. So I took that and I'm like, okay, well now it's me It's him. We got my pops. We got the kids. We got basketball. I got these businesses. We got all this stuff going on. How dare I be so selfish to think that he's still supposed to do all the things he did before when we had all this time? But some people don't take the time to break that down. And I'm guilty because it took me, about a year and a half.
But we get spoiled. We get used to what we're used to.
I'm like, you don't text me and you don't this and you don't
get
that.
Them roses no more.
Well, he know I'm not. I got a black thumb, so he don't buy me flowers.
I like flowers, and I'm used to getting the flowers.
My flowers are died
and my
quick.
Flowers have died off. Fuck dying quick. They have died off.
Buy me a bottle of wine, honey. I love you long time. But
he probably love you long time after that bottle of wine too. I'm just saying.
Exactly. So yes, you gotta take some time, and you gotta break stuff down. It's like, it's bigger than fucking algebra. Like, you really got to break this shit down. You have to. And that's how you can combat it. That's one way you can combat it. But what about like with you, when one person is super busy and got a million things going on, and then you're married to someone who appreciates just the chill part in life, the calm part in life. They're okay with, just life being kind of quiet.
I mean, conflict in interests and time management leads to neglect or feelings of neglect. And then cheating comes into play then also.
Right.
So, I mean, it's hard, especially when you're on different paths, what it may seem like, or you have different interests at the moment. To feel secure sometimes it causes conflicts, and then if you have these internal battles and all of that, then the love may seem to fizzle out or something, or seem like it's not there anymore. And then that wondering eye, or that other person who's giving you love, support, who has the same interests, who you're spending time with.
That's definitely what it leads down to.
Yeah.
Is that allowing that person to kind of fill that void, so to speak. That definitely, that does it.
So how do you tackle that? Like, what do? You make more time for your spouse? Do you try to include them?
You have to make
dedicated
activities? Time. So like how we schedule shows we have to do. We schedule events we have to do. We schedule when we're going to go to the grocery store. Schedule when you're going to have time with your mate, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, whatever. Schedule the time. It's okay to write it in a planner.
So then that way they're not... See the planner? Look at the planner.
Right. It's okay to write it in a planner. Like, okay, on the 13th, me and babe, we going here, date night. Or even if you don't even know where you're going, date night. Make sure that they know no matter what, after 7 p.m., nobody else matters. We're having date night. So that's our time. We got to work it out. Also, if your life is as busy as mine and as busy as my husband's, schedule sex.
So you think it's a lot of it maybe lack of sex?
Because of the time.
Or is it just that lack of companionship?
Or if one person may not be feeling like the other one's into him, so they don't want to have sex. They're like, no, I'm good. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. That goes to that insecurities.
And I need y'all to know, I say this all the time. Sex is important in relationships, and it's very important in marriage, period. I don't care what doctor, whoever told you. Sex is important.
Absolutely.
It's like at the top of the list. Communication is up there. Prayer is up there, then sex.
Well, when you talk about the language of love, sex is its own form of communication.
Absolutely.
In itself, so you have to have that open marriage. But since we're talking about communicating, you think communication and communicating these issues and these insecurities and these items that we feel are lacking in the relationship, you think that would help? Or is it just some things where
it can? You just have to make sure that before you deliver them, that you take the time to make sure that you are also bringing into what you can do better. What can you do better? So if you start there, then your list of what you want them to do will probably get shorter, because you'll realize that you're not really giving them as much as what you want back as well.
Well, I've had some people say, it's not you, it's me. So how you deal with the it's not you, it's me?
You ask them, what do you mean by that?
They just like to fuck.
What's not?
What if you have a nymphomaniac? Because we have people like, you married to Holly Berry. Come on, Eric Benet. Come on. You married to Holly Berry.
Okay, so Holly Berry is very beautiful on the outside.
But what's on the inside?
What's on the inside? Or what does her insides even feel like? I'm just being transparent. She may not got that bomb. I mean, she looked bomb, but she may be dry and prunish in the bedroom.
Wow.
I'm just being honest that's why I tell people, everybody looking for this model chick, this Holly Berry, this and that. That's all fine and dandy. But if she just happened to, let's just say, Lord forbid, this beautiful person got into an accident, face is just all fucked up. You got nothing else to go by but the person that was behind the face. Then what? Then what do you do? What else can they offer you other than this pretty face?
I mean, that's with any relationship, though, really. Like, attraction is probably the first rule,
Well, that's what
physical
first gets
attraction.
you together.
Yeah.
That's what first gets you together. Absolutely. But what keeps you together? Because I'll be transparent with myself. I have changed and fluctuate. My body weight has been all over the place in the 5, almost 6 years of being with Brandon. But that has not stopped him from seeing me as attractive because he's attracted.
That kitty got fatter.
He's attracted to you are ridiculous.
That kitty got
Well, it's
fatter,
always
them
been that
titties
way.
got plumper. Like, what you mean? You said it's always, but it got
No,
thicker,
it has. It's always been that
thicker
way.
than a Snicker now.
Even when I was only like $130, but that was probably like 30 pounds right there. But I'm just kidding, y'all. But no, like he's attracted to more than just my physical.
I think you have to have more than just the physical to even maintain that monogamy in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Because
Cheating
like you
is
said,
easy. It's the easy way. I think that's why people choose cheating.
and it's probably more, well, no, because you can emotionally cheat. So what happens when it's the emotional cheating, not so much the physical? Then what?
So people make a little competition between these two. Which one's worse? To me, I feel like they're both in the same boat. Because with women, we're emotional. Men, sometimes they feel like they could just have a physical connection and just be done with it, regardless of the fact you're given something that is not supposed to belong to somebody else to that somebody else. So they're both wrong. Emotional.
But what if it starts off as, what if it's just a friendship and these friends have this emotional connection?
Okay.
How do you determine the level of inappropriateness for these emotional connections? Like, what's considered emotional cheating? How do you say, okay, you have this connection, you have this bond, you have this intimacy with this person. You're now violating.
I've never really had somebody define emotional cheating. Do you have a definition? I don't have a definition. They say it's when you're giving somebody your emotions, but you're also giving somebody your emotions when you have sex. Because you are emotionally involved in sex. So
that's a good one.
I feel like the physical cheating is still emotionally cheating. Regardless, you don't become a complete blank stare when you're fucking somebody else.
Well, you can though. There are plenty of people who have sex with no strings, no emotions, nothing attached. I just need my dick
So I'm
wet.
not saying no strings attached or anything, but you're feeling something at the moment, right? At that
Yeah,
moment
nuts.
of intercourse, you're feeling something.
No feelings. You just
You're
got some bomb ass
feeling
pussy.
something. Well,
Some
even if
bomb-ass
it's
pussy.
whack, you're feeling something, right? And feelings are emotions, right?
Feelings are emotions.
So you're feeling something.
So even
So
if
I'm not saying you love this person or you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. Before that moment, you are enjoying the hell out of that
maybe
person.
not. But what if you're not enjoying it?
Okay, so
and you
if it's
still do
wax
it? Does that
sex,
take away the
that's
emotion?
your bad.
Does that take away the cheating aspect of it?
You took like
because
your
you didn't enjoy
cheating
it?
point and wasted it. Like you wasted a whole cheating point. So that's your bad. Like you got to chalk that shit up and deal with that shit yourself.
But it's still cheating.
It's definitely still cheating. But I just feel like they're both.
So what if
bad.
you just have a friendship and you and your friend have developed this bond and you're not physical, but you have this strong bond and this intimacy that you don't have with your partner that's lacking, and you can come to this friend and you can relate to this friend, and this friend understands you and this friend supports you. So you come to this friend, you lean on this friend, and this friend may be a member of the same sex or the opposite sex, you know? Am I cheating on my partner because they're giving me what my partner is not giving me?
That's different in me. Y'all know I'm kind of hippie. Like, I feel like in life we have more than one soulmate. So there are different people, and y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy, but there's different people that are supposed to fulfill different things in your life. So I'm not talking partners, but you can have different soulmates. For example, I believe in my heart that Casey's one of my soulmates. Casey completes a certain part of me and feeds into a certain part of me that my husband does not. Now, that's not saying my husband is not my partner, but Casey was meant to be in my life.
Aww.
So Alexa is
cry.
another soulmate of mine. Me and her can talk about things that I can't talk about with anybody else in the world. Now, they're same sex.
Right.
My husband, however, our soulmate connection, it's different he is more than my soulmate. But like people are like, you only get one soulmate. You don't.
I don't believe that.
You
only
don't get
one.
just one soulmate. So I guess it all depends on how your relationship is and if you know the proper boundaries.
So what are the boundaries? And what's crossing those boundaries, I guess,
So
is what we want to ask.
I guess crossing the boundaries would be...
Pillow talkers, what are your boundaries?
Pillow talking. I'm glad you said pillow talkers. Pillow talking.
Don't pillow talk.
Pillow talking will cross the boundaries.
So discussing what goes on in our home, those personal issues.
Making it to where it's like making them feel like they're competing or making your friend feel like they have the ability to compete with this person in your home, whether it's your wife or your husband, making them believe that they have a chance of stealing that spot. Because you have to, it's okay to have that friend that you can find. And like one of my husband's best friends is a female. Mm-hmm. And I had to grow up when I first realized the situation and understand that for me to trust him, I have to trust their relationship. And I love her to death to this day. So she is a great person. But her and Brandon have been friends. They were friends before me. Mm-hmm. And so I don't believe they've ever pillow talked or had any type of inappropriate conversation. So I don't care about them talking. But if he randomly like introduced me to a female and be like, this is one of my other best friends, no, the hell she not, because I don't know her and we've been married all this time. That's not your best friend.
That's my best friend.
That's not your best friend. Cut it out. It's not your best friend.
That's my brother. That's my brother. What about them
brothers?
That's
another one, them brothers.
Brother, sister, cousin, friends.
Girls, cut that shit out. And I say girls because it's not women. Girls, cut that shit out.
Hey, brother.
If you fucked old boy, that's not your brother because that's incest.
Incestual ass.
Exactly. That's not your bros. And don't introduce him to your boyfriend or your man or your husband or your woman as this just my bros, but you know y'all been fucking leading up to this point. Don't do that. Don't do that part. The whole introduction as bros. Hell, as sis. If you done fucked on sis and now you introducing sis to who you, cut it out. Y'all cut it out because some guys do it too. This just my sis, nigga. No, it's not.
It wasn't sis when y'all was
fucking
in there
a couple weeks ago. Like, cut it out.
Yeah, sis. Now that's your
so
sis
yeah, that bros and sis stuff. We gotta cut that shit out.
That's
just
funny.
say it as this is somebody I know, or this is an associate of mine, or this is. You can even say friend because y'all didn't pass the line. Y'all friends now.
Smashed and passed.
And so, I mean, it is what it is. You got to be upfront and honest. But I think cheating is easier than sometimes confronting what the real issue is.
What if you can't, I think physical cheating is easier to confront than the emotional side of it. Because, and then again, I don't know. Because either way, you're giving somebody something that you're supposed to have exclusively for me. Nobody should be able to be in tune with your emotions on that level as I am. So that's when I feel like you're crossing certain boundaries. Because there are certain things in certain parts of yourself, your body included, that should be just for your partner. And when you're crossing those boundaries, you're in violation.
Now, what about when you have these deep conversations with your friends? It
depends on the I think everything, it depends on the context.
You're confiding
of the
in them. You're giving them this information. You're pouring into them. You're sharing some of your innermost feelings, and you're not giving it to your mate at the time because you're mad at them or whatever the case may be. But you're pouring into a friend.
I think that's when context and intentions come into play. What's the context of this conversation, and what's the intent behind it?
Makes sense.
Because I mean, we sit here and we talk about sex. And we have conversations about sex and stuff. And we talk about our sex lives, even off the mic. But are you going to go just talk with the random nigga or the next bitch about everything that's going on in your home and your sex life, especially if you know they have a certain level of attraction towards you? Mm-hmm. I think that might make a difference too. Like, is this just a friend, or is it a possibility? Or does anybody have a desire to make it more than that? So I think desire comes into
desire
play as well.
Definitely is a big thing. And then also when you're on the receiving end of your partner telling you that things are wrong, listen. Don't ignore it. Mm-hmm. Don't get in your feelings about it. Number one, be thankful that they came to you because they're telling you like, hey, Amen. Look, I'm feeling XYZ.
And that's your chance to fix it.
You got to fix it. And then, okay, so you don't fix it. And then they come to you again. Now, this is number 2. Hey, look, we talked before. Babe, I told you this, and that.
I'm really feeling this way.
And you not listening again. So then number 3 comes to where now they're just not fucking with you. And now they just don't give a fuck no more.
Because you only gonna ignore my feelings and me telling you what I need and my needs and desires for so long.
And then Lil Johnny, who delivered the mail, done complimented somebody. Then, your lady done walked outside. She, went to go get the mail. She got a little silk robe on. Lil Johnny compliment her hair because he don't want to be inappropriate.
And just got her hair done, but you didn't say nothing. But you didn't say nothing.
Those little things.
Yeah.
So she's telling you, babe, I feel like you don't see me. I feel like, you don't give me enough compliments. I feel like, you everything else comes before me. Men, I'm just going to break this down.
It could be women too.
We're going to go into that too. I'm going to start here with men. Women, you guys say that we're complex. We're not. Women genuinely just like to be validated. Mm-hmm. It's true. Mm-hmm. Women like to be validated. We like compliments. We like Facebook post about us. We like to feel like you are proud to be with us. We like, even if it's just we went to go get our eyebrows waxed. And then you be like, oh, I see you got your eyebrows lined up.
I'm on point.
Exactly. Like, I know y'all may not even give a damn about the eyebrows.
You just want to be noticed.
But we just want to know that you are looking at us enough to know that we changed something.
Because we're doing it. Sometimes we're doing it for you.
Exactly. So if we went from like a dark brown hair color to a light brown, even if it's just a shade, notice it. When the sun hit the hair and you notice it's a little lighter, oh, babe, you lightened your hair. That looks good.
Because whoever that is trying to get in her panties, please believe they noticing it.
They notice
and
she changed her hair. Exactly.
And they going to let her know that she noticed it.
Now, women, I understand you like to get compliments, but give them. Yeah. I try to let Mr. Taylor know every morning before he leaves, if I'm awake and I see him, that he looks handsome and he smells good. Because I don't want nobody else telling him that shit.
Right. Because it makes a difference.
What you're not doing, it first.
The other person will.
Exactly.
And it makes a difference when you're not getting that at home and you've been asking for that at home and you've been seeking and desiring that and begging for that.
And then somebody gives it to you and it's
you
like,
don't got to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep doing it.
So y'all
you're
listen.
Looking pretty good over there.
Listen. Y'all got to listen. Seriously, like that's really a lot of what it boils down to. We don't like to listen and we become very selfish in our own feelings and we forget the other side. So just make sure, pay attention. People show you what they like and what gets them going and what makes them happy and feel fulfilled. You just have to pay attention. Like Brandon, he's the most simple person I've ever dealt with when it comes to being satisfied. He is very simple. When it comes to like how men be like, oh, I want my woman to cook and yada, yada, this. And if I make Mr. Taylor a bomb ass sandwich with some regular deli meat and some pickles and some mustard and stuff, but I put a little extra love on it because I throw the lettuce on there too. He is excited.
You showed out.
I showed out with this sandwich. And then I cut it down the middle too. And then make sure he got some chips on the side.
With the pickle?
Exactly. So it's not always about cooking steak and potatoes and everything. You just got to pay attention to what makes them happy. He just wants to know that I'm make sure that he eats. Or even if I text him and I'm like, you know what, babe, I'm going to be late tonight. Make sure you grab yourself something to eat because I don't want you hungry. He appreciates stuff like that. So it's knowing your person. When sports is on, he wants to talk about it. I don't give a damn about sports. But what do? I listen.
Because that's
and
his
I
interest.
Get engaged like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I don't. Like the Super Bowl is Sunday. His team made it. I don't know shit about. I am not y'all, I don't sport unless it's boxing and UFC. Absolutely love it and I watch track from time to time. But like basketball,
that's because
you're
football, just like a little fighter.
Yeah, it is. Whatever.
You was beating bitches up back in high school, huh?
Mind your business. It was junior high school. But no, like I made sure I ordered his little Eagles cupcakes, and we got the food. We're gonna be queuing and everything else. His little friends gonna come over.
The effort.
I just want him to know. Excuse me, sorry guys, I'm hoarse from last night. Just need him to know I'm still with you shooting in the gym.
Far in your throat?
No, we ain't even make it that far. Them damn big ass drinks. But yeah, just let them know that like you're with them. You're woman.
Supporting them.
Exactly.
It's
you're
showing
woman.
Support.
She into makeup. You don't give a damn about makeup. Take a little moment and go through her makeup bag. See what type of products she buys. See what colors she gravitates more towards. Go to the makeup store. Take a picture of the makeup.
Yes.
Go to the makeup store and be like, my wife liked this shit right here.
And surprise her.
Or my girl
nice
liked this shit
bag.
right here.
Yes.
Can y'all help me find something that you think she would like?
Effort.
Ulta.
Effort.
They would love to help you guys.
Effort. I love it.
If they try to walk, when you walk in, if they try to walk you to the left where you see the name brands like Lancome and Mars, they're trying to spend all your money. No, it's another side on the right where the stuff is not as expensive.
But it's okay to spend your
and
money
you can
on
go
your
over
chick.
there.
It's okay.
If you got it like that. But I don't want y'all to think that this makeup has to be expensive. Y'all can get some real good, I think it's NYX makeup for under $10. It's
or get
for
her a
the low
makeup
and it work
bag.
good.
If you don't know what to get a
That
makeup
too.
bag.
Or
Get an
case.
organizer. Get
Makeup
a mirror.
case.
Show some effort.
But that's just makeup. If your woman's into shoes, you know what type of shoes she likes. She wears shoes every day. Surprise her with a pair of shoes. Number one, she's going to feel like, my baby want to see me in these shoes, so I'm going to make sure I put these on.
B, he's
so
paying
get a pair
attention.
you like too.
She or he's
but
paying
as
attention.
long as you know it's their type, they're going to be like, they're noticing me. That he know my style. He sees, or she sees what I'm on to. So just make sure that, it's simple things, you guys. It's simple.
So let's flip it. What if they are attentive and the mate still strays? Then what?
I feel like sometimes people are just not meant to be with one another, and we accidentally get caught up in a relationship we don't belong in.
But what if it's not even that? What if it's just something with them? I've seen when I was doing my research, it says the 9-enders. So 29, 39, 49, 59. Mm-hmm. As they reach that precipice of hitting the new decade, mm-hmm. that new year in their life, they stray sometimes. I was watching, have you seen the movie Fences? Denzel Washington?
No, yes, I have. Yes,
with
yes,
Denzel
yes.
and what's it, Viola Davis?
Viola,
53 years old. 53 years old. Loyal wife, good wife, understanding wife. Sweet wife, Viola Davis was. Rose was her name in the movie. This nigga, 53 years old, had a whole new baby. Fuck the situation. You 53 years old. You got an 18-year-old. Your wife has stood by you. And you felt like you settled, is what he told her. He settled and he got stuck. And she was a wonderful wife, but he gave everything he had from himself and filtered it into the relationship. So that's how you say, men feel like providing. Like,
that's that resentment.
I don't even think he was so resentful. He was just drained.
He was resentful within himself. It had nothing to do with her. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with them for feeling like they didn't fulfill a certain part of their life that they wanted to fulfill. Like those people that get married as like high school sweethearts.
18.
And this is the person they lost their virginity to. This is the only person they ever been with. This is the only person they're ever going to be with because guess what? We said I do.
Right.
So sometimes it happens as, what if, I'm only having sex with you? What if I like sex a different way?
Or curious to find something. Somebody mentioned that
sometimes
in the group.
Curiosity.
They want more sex or different sex or... And she said that in the movie. You slipped out. You don't ever think I wanted to be with another man and see what that's like.
That's also where communication come in, y'all. Now, everybody ain't open to being like Will and Jada, but I'm just saying they've been together and they looking flawless and happy for a reason. But anywho,
but I hear they let other people into their bedroom to keep things. So so is that cheating? We talked about that in Three's Company.
To me, that's not cheating. To me, that's the way that they want to have their marriage. And I feel like people put too much emphasis on what they believe marriage is supposed to be. So I told y'all this before. I don't remember what episode, but I do not believe that we are all put on this earth to be with just one person for the rest of our lives. Physically, I feel like if you marry someone, that is your person.
So what about emotionally then? You saying physically, but emotionally people can fulfill different emotional voids. So that's where the friends come in?
You got friends. You got family.
So what about, but it's different talking to your family sometimes because with your friends you can drop those inhibitions, but your journal don't talk back.
And you got podcasts.
And they don't always talk back.
We're
gonna need y'all to talk back more so while we on that. But
no, so
they don't talk back. Sometimes you need somebody to validate. You know how you talked about validation?
Right.
You need people
your
to validate
your feelings. Your friends typically do that.
But sometimes you might need more than that.
If you need more, then you might want to soul search.
Deep.
And pray.
Counseling. Work it out with your mate.
Switch counselors. One may have one style, the other one may have another style. Have two. Counselors ain't gonna screw you. Hopefully y'all didn't get physical.
You ain't seen Bad Boys? Woo-saw,
Shut
Officer
up.
Mike. Remember your pressure points. Okay.
But no, like Will and Jada, they do their thing. They are swingers. It is just what they do.
So if
But
you don't
it
want to cheat,
works-
open your relationship up
it
to
works
swinging.
for them. No, it ain't gonna work for everybody.
Okay.
But what I'm
just
saying
checking.
is if you and your partner both are communicating and it comes up more than once that you guys would be okay with this openness, try it subtly. Who gives a fuck what society thinks? Society is fucked up as a whole anyway.
And
So
society
fuck
is not
society.
in your relationship.
So if it works for you and your mate, like everybody knows, me and Brandon have done some things with others or with an other, and it worked. And there was no weirdness. There was no jealousy. There was no, it fulfilled the moment.
Shout out other.
And it did it did its thing. And I love her in a different way, and I love him in my most absolute way. Mm-hmm. And so it worked. And so I'm not here to say that everybody should just be swinging and do threesomes and orgies. It's not for everybody. It's some people that's jealous as fuck and can't handle anything like that. So for you guys, make sure your mate is that way too. Because if you marry somebody that you absolutely know is talking to you even before you get married or before you settle down, I want to have threesomes. I'm into this. I like strippers, and you see they like porn, and they like, you better be ready.
You can't come in thinking you're going to change
You
that.
better be ready. Just be ready. 50 Shades of Grey ain't going to teach you either.
You should
be
see her
ready.
face. Like,
no,
stay ready.
For real. You have to be ready. You have to. Like, you walk into their bedroom and they already got like the blindfold, the cuffs, and the whip and the paddle. And you thinking that just because you take them to church on Sunday that they about to become this wholesome. No.
They like to fuck.
They like fucking. And fucking's okay because
if you're not
Christian folk,
a person
fucking
like
is
that,
in the
if you're
Bible.
not giving it to them, they may go and seek it
They
somewhere
absolutely
else.
will. But you can't, at that point, you can be mad because they decided to be with you. But if you not fucking them no more, you just think that they just supposed to be okay with not fucking, it's a wrong on your end too.
Okay, so I'm a little upset at this conversation because it seems like we're putting more blame on the person who's being cheated on instead of the cheater.
No, the cheater gets absolutely, like I said, cheating is the easy way out. Most of the time the cheaters don't communicate and
Or they don't care.
Or just don't care. Either or.
Or they don't think of the consequences of their actions sometimes also.
That too. And cheaters also, sometimes when they do things, they're not in thought. Like, they're not in thought at all.
That was one of the top factors for why people cheat.
It's just
Circumstance.
our itch they're trying to scratch for the moment.
Circumstance.
And they just want to get that itch scratched. And when it's scratched, then it's like, all right, I'm good. I'm back to me. I did what I did. I'm not itching no more.
But what if they like the way that scratch feel?
Then they might keep getting scratched.
So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the cheater?
If you can't deal with it, let them go.
Can you deal with a cheater?
I couldn't say yes or no. Every situation is different.
So it depends on who it is.
People would be so quick to be like, if my ever left me or cheated or strayed or whatever, that'd be the end of that. But you don't know until you're there. You absolutely don't know until you're there. Because even before marriage, I was with a horrible cheater. And he cheated a lot.
And you stayed?
I stayed. But
Why
then
did you stay?
I got revenge.
I know
think
how you
did
got
it
your
more out of
revenge. I know how you got your revenge.
But I was young. And my thing is though, I honestly thought, because that couldn't have been love, but I honestly thought I loved the hell out of him. And when we were together, we were good. And so I was like, well, it's just going to happen. Whatever. He's going to change. It's going to get better. And there's a lot of people that are like that.
Like they just got to get it out their system.
Exactly. And so it really, I guess it depends on how much you can handle, how much you're willing to put up with. And if that person is someone who is just somebody you're not ready to let go, that person, you have to be ready to let that person go. And so just so you know, anybody who's ever been cheated on and is taking a person back or worked through it or whatever, don't let nobody tell you what you're supposed to do or what you need to do, or you need to leave his ass or you need to leave her ass. No, you just mad and single over there. Let me work through what I'm going through. Everybody's situation is different, period. Especially when it comes to marriage.
I feel like everybody makes mistakes. I feel like some situations are not mistakes because you could have avoided it altogether and not put yourself in this situation for it to happen to begin with. Like you said, communication is key. So I feel like 90% of the issues when it comes to infidelity could be prevented by open communication. So I don't know how I would feel about being cheated on, especially me being so open and liking to have that open dialogue and talk things out and work things out and all of that. I don't know if I could, because I'm too open. And I try to be understanding. So for you to bypass that and go seek fulfillment, whatever the reason is, elsewhere, I think I would kind of be violated.
So what if the person, and this is, we can kind of even close at this, and it can be a thought you can answer or not. But what if your mate cheated, and you ask them why, and the reason they gave you was something legit, and it was
what could be legit?
Something. Like I said, this is a question, and it is
I'm just trying to figure out what's a legit reason.
Let's say they
to go against your vows.
Let's say y'all went 8 months, 9 months. There was no physical activity at all. The person that you are with, you know that they're a very hypersexual person. They've made this clear. They've said something to you about it. They've made it to where it is like, hey, like, all right, we on month number 2. All right, it's month number 4 now. Okay, damn, we on month number 6. Like, what the fuck?
Are we married or not married in this situation?
Either or.
But it depends.
No, either or. I'm being very transparent.
If we're married, then we need to work it out. We need to figure it out.
So you feel like withholding sex for that long is okay? And we just talked about how important sex is.
Maybe I'm going through something myself.
But then you also have to remember that you still have somebody else that you have to fulfill.
True.
And that's a part of your vows.
But my partner has to fulfill me and understand me as well.
But you can't withhold sex.
But if I'm not feeling sexual,
I don't agree with that. Like,
if I'm not
you
feeling
guys,
sexual,
this is true.
then I can't give it to you.
Withholding sex is the worst punishment and the worst thing you can do to your relationship, period. Okay, now continue.
I hear you. But sex, you have to be feeling it. Sometimes when mental things come into play, or depression, or maybe you're not feeling sexy yourself, or esteem, or who knows what's going on. Different things happen.
So fix it.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's communication. And what if I can't fix it? What if I'm trying to fix it, but I just can't? Then that's where my spouse should be coming in, my partner, whomever they are. Say we're not married, so then I say partner. You should be coming in and trying to help me with that. It's a relationship. It takes two.
Absolutely. But if we're going 9 months and there's absolutely no sight of you even attempting to give me any type of physical play, I'm just supposed to just lay down and take it because I'm your spouse.
But it's the same thing with emotional. It doesn't have to be
emotional
physically.
too. It can be emotional too. If you're not emotionally available to me, and it's been going on all of this time now, and you expect me to just be okay with not having support.
I like these points though, because when I did my research, there was a study from today.com. And when they did the research, they interviewed 495 young people. Well, they were various ages. And they were asking, if their partner had cheated on them or why they cheated and things like that. And right to what we were saying, the reasons that women cheated were more pointed towards neglect. Mm-hmm. And with men, it was more towards sexual desire.
Sex. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's really deep.
It's real. It's real life, you guys. But like I said, those questions, we want y'all to talk back. So maybe we'll just put them in the group. If y'all don't start talking back, then we just going to start having to Debo y'all.
We're going to excommunicate y'all.
We're going to have to get y'all off the island. Y'all not going to be able to see all the little freaky stuff we post in our group, because I know y'all like that Black History Month photo. But we appreciate y'all taking the time. Now, we're not condoning cheating. I just want to make sure that I put that disclaimer out there. We are not saying go out and cheat if you're feeling neglected. Communicate.
But what we are saying is what you don't do or won't do, somebody else absolutely will be happy to. So don't be surprised if you're not doing it and your mate partner has come to you voicing their concerns and you're not open to it and not listening. And then they find another listening ear. Can't be mad.
I mean, you could be mad, but you can't be big.
You're going to have to be mad at yourself, because I came to you and I gave you the opportunity to fix it.
I heard
and that doesn't make it right.
She's talking about my face. Y'all should
that doesn't make it right.
Raised up and everything. Hair, dreads started flowing a little bit. She was about to preach.
Right. But I mean, it's real. So what you won't do, the other one will. If I come to you, she come to you, he come to you, we come to you and say, this is how I'm feeling.
Listen.
Or you gonna be or somebody else gonna be feeling it. Amen.
But all right, y'all. It's been real. Until next time, it's your girl Truth.
And I'm Mrs. JaKCson.
Have a good one.